Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to create these debossed numbers with a pop-out effect in Canva. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some text. So I'm going to grab a text box. I'm going to put in the number 10. And then what I want to do is go pick my font if you have one downloaded, if you're going to use something out of Canva, which I'm just going to use something out of Canva. I'm going to use Yearbook Solid. As you can see, this is a little thin to try to stick some pictures in. So what you can do there is I'm going to go to my T right here in the top. I'm going to space my letters out. I'm going to change my background color for a moment, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to change it to pink. I'm going to change my text to white. Now I'm going to click back onto my text box. I'm going to go into Effects. I'm going to Outline. I'm going to change my outline color to white, and that thickens it up. So you can thicken it up like a lot. You can thicken it up a little. It's just how much you want to. A note. Let me show you something real quick. If I duplicate this and make it like the number 5, as you can see, if it's thick, it's going to do weird stuff. And also, sometimes when you're using an outline, you can see that it makes a little, it starts getting these spikes on it for some reason. Sometimes it looks cool, sometimes it doesn't. Or if you want to hide that real quick, just grab you a square, make it whatever. We're going to do a whatever your background color is going to be, and just use that square to hide it. And just put a square there to hide it. Let's see, we'll make that pink so it'll hide. Hold on, give me pink, pink. And then position, put it over top. And then you can just use that little square like that, get it even, pull it in. And that's a little trick. Hold on, let me use my arrow keys to go over a little bit and fine tune it. And there you go. You can get rid of that little bump there, if you use the number 5, and that's out there. That's a little tip for that. And let's trash that. So let's go back to our 10. Now what I want to do now is I'm going to change this back to white. And I want to go into Elements. I'm going to grab a square. Now you want a contrasting color. This is like one of my colors that are in my brand kit, and it's the only one that always pops up first. So I'm going to position and put that behind there. So now what I want to do, once I get rid of this, we'll give a little room around it. I'm going to go File, Download, PNG, and I'm going to download it. I'm going to add a page so we can get a fresh new page. What I'm going to do is bring that back in. I can trim all this excess off. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, anytime I remove the background, especially if it's got white or something in it, I always change the color of the background. Why? I want to make sure when I background remove that the white goes away. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to remove the background. And as you can see, now the background's removed. I have a clipping mask. So if you plan on doing a lot of these, what I would do is just, once you pick your font out and start figuring this out, I would do a whole sheet. I would spread them out a little bit more with all the numbers on it, and then you just have one, you can put clipping masks together and make you a sheet, if that makes sense. And then you'll always have these. You can reuse them anytime. If you hear jingling, it's my dog. He's up there itching. So now that I have my clipping mask, what I want to do is go and grab my photo that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go to Elements. Let's see. I am going to use him just because he's got a lot of action and stretching in his. So I'm going to put him off to the side for a second because I want to do a couple tricks with my clipping mask first. So to make it look like it's indented in a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to Shadows, and I'm going to put Glow on there. Now my glow is black, so I want to take that blur down enough, just a little bit, and we're going to mess with the size to see how much you want it kind of look indented in. So if you just want a little bit of a dent in, big indent, and the intensity is going to be how dark you want it. So you can just manipulate that however you want to do, and then once you're satisfied with it, Stay right here in this panel, duplicate. Now I want that outside outline. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into outline. Now it's got a black outline on it. As you can see here, I want to take that and turn it into a white outline. And I want the intensity all the way up. And I'm going to make it as thin as I want it. So if I just want a little thin one around the edge, that's how I'm going to do that. And then what you're going to do is line it back up over top of the other one. We're going to line it up over top the other one. You know, when you do any of these effects that it's gonna mess with the size. So what you want to do is just be careful and line it up over top. So see, now you got that going on. So now what we want to do is we want to figure out how we want to put our picture in here. So I'm going to put it in here. Make sure it's all the way to the back so you can already see that shadowing right there and the shadowing right there and there. What you want to do is line him up where you want him to go. So I don't want his armpit. I just want his arm right there. So I know that is a good spot. But I maybe want to make him bigger. And there's a little bit of the football right there. So let's see if I make him a little bit bigger. Now I don't want his armpit going because when I think I just want that arm coming out. So we want that kind of on a flat spot. And we can get a little bit of that football. Let's try that. So once you have it sized and all the way you want it, what we're going to do is duplicate that picture, and then we're going to go ahead and remove the background. Now what you can do now is go ahead and go up like this. And you're going to take that picture and hide it behind the mask. So now here's the back part of your picture. Now what we want to do is we're going to line him up over top and match him up over top. And we're going to do some creative cropping. So I'm going to go real quick and make sure that he looks like he's lined up. And if he's not, I'm going to line him up better. There we go. Now he's lined up. So what I want to do now is I just want the football. So I'm going to take that and that football. Make sure you do it to the inside of that white line. Or you can just go all the way to just the part where it wants to go out. So that still looks like it's not. I want to use my arrow keys a little bit and kind of bump that down. There we go. There it is. It's lined up now. So now what I want to do is I want to duplicate that. Line it back up over top of the one that I just did. And I'll hold my control key sometimes for better alignment. So now that I got that there, what I want to go over here is let's do his arm next. We'll do the arm. Same thing. We're going to go right to here, to the interior of that. I'm going to go a little bit further in. Take it in a little bit. There you go. You got that. And sometimes you see that shading. If you can go in even further till that shadow doesn't show, even better. See, now the shadow's not showing from here. So now if we want to go one more, we'll do one more and see if we can get the top of his head. So we're going to go and align it back up. And then we're going to go over here. If we want to cut, let's just see if we can get all of his head. We're going to go here. We're going to crop that. Let's crop all the way up to like right here. And then go here. And there you go. There he is, all that. So it's fun doing creative cropping is what you're really doing here. Is you're doing some creative cropping. So we can go in further like that, and you can get, there you go. You can see his chin going over. Let's make sure that's not like squared and weird looking. So what I would do here, see, as you can see that little piece of jersey right there? We don't want that. That chin and his face is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the background remover for that one. And then I'm just going to take that little piece out right there very carefully around his chin. Just on that little crop piece right there. No other one. And then I'm going to go out like this. And there you go. I could have done a little bit of a better job, but we're just doing this for tutorial sake. I know y'all can make it very pretty. So what I want to do now, I have everything the way I want it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the color of my mask, whatever color you made your mask, go and do that's your background color. So I'm going to do it this purple that's in my kit, and make sure you don't see anything shining, coming through from the back. So see that like white line right there? We're going to have to figure out what that is. It's probably a piece of a mask or either the image behind it, but you want to bring it all in till you see nothing. So it just blends in and looks like it belongs there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to File, Download, PNG. I use video format for everything just because it's a bigger area to show y'all stuff, but you don't have to use it in a video format. You can use it on whatever design you want to. So now I'm going to download it. Let's add a new page. Let's make this page white. Come on, let's make it white. And we're going to bring it back in. We're going to wait for it to load. Now that it is loaded, I'm going to background remove it. And then, of course, if you know anything about me or if you see any of my stuff, everything has shadows. So I'm going to go into Edit, add some shadows. I'm going to add a drop shadow. I'm going to pull the distance in a little bit. Usually add a little more blur. I'm going to take all this extra stuff off. And voila. Now, I also saw in the other one, like it looks like it was just a regular white background. So you can do the same thing if you want to, just with like the background removed. So if I go into position, take this one, do background remove on that one, and see that's just him. Say I want to go and I want to make it white. So let's grab a square, make it white. Like so, and we're just going to put this behind our mask. Or you can put anything, like one of the ones I did, I put a football stadium behind it. You could put a different picture if you wanted to. So I'm just going to go into position, put that behind them, and see now you got this kind of deep, echoey looking thing. So, and then you go ahead, same thing, download, and then you can bring it back in. So that also gives you that other thing if you just want to background image with like a color behind it and not use like a whole picture like this is. So you can also do it that way. And that's how you do that. I know this was a little long. This can be a little bit funny, but I figured out how to do it and I was excited and it looked like you guys were excited. So I did a tutorial. And I thank you guys for stopping by. You know me, if you have questions, hit me up on Facebook. I love you. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.